Hello everyone, welcome again to our online lessons. So today we are going to see a new lesson. So it's a function. So we are talking about making suggestions. How we can make suggestions. Good. So we can start. Good. So here they are Peter and Lucy. They are two friends. So they are free. So this is Lucy. This is Peter. Good. So Peter is making suggestion. So he suggests to go cycling, or he suggests riding a bike. Suggests riding a bike. He said, "Let's go cycling. Let's go cycling. Lucy, let's go cycling." So Peter is making suggestion. So to make suggestion, we can say let's. So here let's, it's followed by verb infinitive. Let's go cycling. Okay? Lucy refuse going cycling or refuse riding a bike. She says, "No, let's not. No, let's not." So Peter is making suggestion by saying let's go cycling, and Lucy responding to Peter's suggestion. Yes, she refused and she said no, let's not. Peter again is making another suggestion. So his suggestion is playing tennis. So he said, "How about, Lucy, how about playing tennis? How about?" You can say let's, how about. But here it's followed by gerund, means verb ing. ing. How about playing tennis? Lucy again refused playing tennis or refused Peter's suggestions. She says, "Sorry, I don't like it. Sorry, I don't like it." So Peter again is making another suggestion by saying how about. How about. So Peter again finally is making another suggestion. Suggestion having a cup of coffee. He says, what about having some coffee? Lucy, what about having some coffee? So Peter is making suggestion using what about. Same like how about. So it's verb plus ing. We can use here gerund. Finally, so Lucy accepts Peter's suggestions by saying, "Okay, let's." So to make suggestions, so here we have a conversation between Peter and Lucy. So Peter made some suggestions. So he says let's. To make suggestion, we can say let's. How about? What about? So let's plus verb infinitive. How about verb plus ing, like how about playing. What about? So Lucy here first refused Peter's suggestion, refused riding bike and playing tennis by saying no, let's not. Sorry, I don't like it. And okay, so and finally she accepts and she say okay, let's. So we have to see another. Yes. So she is Jenny and Lana. They are two girls or two friends. Lana is feeling hungry or is hungry. So she is making suggestions. So her suggestion is making cake or having cake or eating cake. Lana, Jenny, why don't we make a cake? Why don't we make a cake? Jenny accepts Lana's suggestions. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's good idea. So Lana is making suggestion by saying, why don't we make a cake? And Lana accepts her suggestion, say what? Oh, that's a good idea. So here to make suggestions, so we can use different expressions. I'm going to repeat. So we can say let's, how about, what about, and why don't we? Why don't we? So we are going to make is. So there is here some dialogue between Ali and Kamal. This is conversation between Ali. So here as it, Ali, I'm bored. Why don't we go to the movies and watch nice movie? Kamal, no, it's not. I have been there twice this week. What about visiting the library? We need to start working on our school project, on endangered animal. Ali, that sounds like a good idea. Afterwards, let's play some video game. Kamal, yes, I'd love to. Ali, how about you, Samir? So also because this conversation among Ali, Kamal, and Samir. So Samir, I think you should join us. No, I don't feel like this. I have a better idea. We could watch interesting documentary about global warming at my house tomorrow. I have it on DVD. Ali, well, that's a great idea. So there is here a conversation among Ali, Kamal, and yes. Now we are going to say. So we have making suggestions. Good. So first, Ali suggested or making suggestion, going movies with Kamal. So he says, why don't we? So for making suggestion, we use why don't we? So here, why don't we is plus verb infinitive. You can say, why don't we? So Kamal refused Ali's suggestion because he has been there twice this week. So he says, so we can say making suggestion, and we can say refusing or declining suggestions. So we can, we can say no, let's not. No, let's not. And he suggested, visiting the library. He says, what about? So we can say, why don't we, and what about? So here, what about, we can say here, it's followed by verb ing. It's a gerund. We can say gerund. Good. After that, so Ali Kamal suggests visiting the library. Yes, for the doing school project about endangered animal. So Ali accepts Kamal's suggestions. So we can see here refusing, and we can see here accepting. Accepting suggestion. So to accept suggestion, so he said that sounds like a good idea. So that sounds like a good idea. After that, Ali suggests again to play some video game after doing school projects. Yes. So here he suggests and he says let's. Apostrophe. So let's, it's followed also by verb. So let's play. We say before, how about visiting? So what about, or how about verb plus ing. Then why don't we? Yes. So Kamal, let's get. Yes, I'd love to. So Kamal accepts Ali's suggestion. We can say, yes, I would love to. So another expression for accepting suggestion, you can see that sounds good, like that sounds like a good idea, or I would love. Sorry. So Ali again, so he suggests again, he suggests, Samir to join them, for playing video game, and he says, how about? Yeah. What about and how about? It's followed by verb ing. So here, Ali, or yes, Ali invited Samir or suggests Samir to join join them on playing some video game. And yes, Samir here. So here, I think you should. So Samir here refuse Ali's suggestions. Yes. So because he says, no, I don't feel like it. You can say no. I don't feel. I don't. We can say sorry. You can say I don't feel like it. But he suggests. So he suggests watching interesting TV program, documentary about global warming. Yes, at my house, at his house. So he said we could. So also we say yes here we. So plus could. So we could plus verb because it's modal verb. We can say we could. So for here, yes, we could. So and Ali accepts his that's a great idea. So he says that's a great idea. Good. As you see here in the chart, so here for yes or for making suggestion or to suggest, yes, to suggest, we can say why don't we, what about, or how about. What about and how about followed by verb ing. Good. And we can say also we could, we can say let's. Those expressions are using for making suggestion. So we can respond to suggestion, either we can accept or refuse or decline. So for accepting, we have here that sounds like a good idea. I would love to. That's a great idea. Refusing, we can say no, it's not. No, I don't feel like it. Yes. Good. Now we are going to move to another. Yes. Here, how can we suggest to your friend to go to the park? So this is park, and you are going to suggest your friend to go to park. Shall we go to park? Also we can, for making suggestion, we can say shall we? Shall we go to park? Why don't we go to park? Let's go to the park. So here they are expressions for making suggestion or suggest to your friend to go to park. Another example, so this is a swimming pool, or I think it's a river. Yes. We now suggest going swimming to your friend. Yes. Shall we go swimming? Why don't we go swimming? Or let's go swimming. Or we can say also, how about going swimming? Or we could go swimming. Or we can say, what about going swimming? Yes, finally now we have practice. Let's complete this conversation. So there is here a conversation between among Tom, Victoria, and Vic. So here they are making suggestions. So they are free. So and they are talking about what they are going to do next Saturday. Good. So yes, we are going to complete this conversation. So Tom, what are you doing next Saturday? So Tom is asking Victoria. So we have what? So Victoria is going to make suggestions. So she is going to suggest going to the movies. So we can say what about going to the movies or cinema? So we can say movies or cinema. So here we can use expression what about. It's followed by gerund. What about going to cinema? Tom accepts Victoria's suggestion and he says, good idea. What's on? What they are going to watch on the movies? So Victoria suggests to watch Vampire Diaries. It is horror movie, yes, or horror film. She says, so we can say here, let's watch vampire. You can say vampire diaries. Vampire diaries. So Tom refused Victoria's conversation. He says, oh no. So he refused her suggestion, and he's also making another suggestion. So he would like to watch the new Pirates of Caribbean adventure movie named Pirates of Caribbean. So he say, why don't we, so verb, we have verb see. So before we can say why don't we plus verb, why don't we see the Pirates of Caribbean? I think Caribbean is double E, Caribbean, and here there is a question mark. Why don't we see Caribbean movie? So Victoria accepts Tom's expression, and she said, okay, then after we finish watching the new Pirates of Caribbean, she suggests after that going to the Indian restaurant in Park Street. So then we can say then we could. So also we have here we could. We can say why don't we see, verb infinitive. Yes, let's watch. You can say verb watch. Let's watch. So so why don't we see? And we can see what about going? So we could eat. We could eat at the Indian restaurant. So at Indian restaurant in the Park Street. After that, Tom accepts her suggestion or accepts her invitation. Oh yes, Jamie says it's great. So he also suggests for having dinner there. So we can say, yes, let's have a dinner, or shall we? We can also say, shall we have a dinner? Shall we have a dinner? So Victoria, suggests doing those activities, and maybe how about, for example, you can say, how about catching the bus. So here, how about catching the bus? So after them, also we can say here, shall we have? Yes, we can say we could eat. So those are expressions. So we can say, what about going to the movies? Yes, Tom, what are you doing next Saturday? Victoria. So this conversation between, Victoria and Tom. What? Or we can say, what about going to the movies? Tom said, good idea. He accepts. What's on, Victoria? Let's watch Vampire Diaries. Tom refused. Maybe he doesn't like horror movies. So he said, oh no. And he suggests again. He says, why don't we see the Pirates or the new Pirates of Caribbean? So Victoria accepts watching the new film, the Pirates of Caribbean. Then after that suggests, after finishing watching the new Pirates of Caribbean, she suggests, for example, we could eat. So she says we could eat at Indian restaurants in the Park Street. Tom accepts, yes, because he said that Jeannie says it's great. After that, so he accepts and he says, shall we have a dinner? We can say, shall we have a dinner there? Shall we have dinner there? Means at Indian restaurant. And Victoria finally suggests, catching the bus. And she says, how about catching the bus? Yes, we come now to the end. Thank you, yes, for attention. And inshallah, see you, inshallah, for a new next lesson. Goodbye.